bungees, and then chains are down here. These are new chains, they haven't been used yet. So it's easier to make sure you stretch them out all the way first. And you have links here, those links. And these links right here, they all go on, they face the tire facing forward, facing you. Same thing with these hooks here. They face outwards, not into the tire. It'll eat into the tire well and cause damage. Usually I can chain up a truck in about 20 minutes. Each chain's about 20 pounds. Depending on how you want to do it, whatever tire is your main drive tire, which usually is this tire here, you can put two on, so one here and one on the other side, but legally you need four. So you need one here, one there, and two on the other side, and then two drags, which we'll get to that here in a minute. So we need this side. Now if you do this right the first time, by making sure each chain is equal on each side of the tire, making sure that, you know, right here you're not hooked, stuff like this, make sure everything's all nice and even. Make sure that this side kind of goes under the tire, depending on if you're on a hill or not, if you want to back up over the chains or if you want to pull forward. I want to make sure there's no kinks, no knots. It's also good to inspect your old chains if they're super thin. Then you probably don't want to throw them on because the links can break on you. Yep. Next, we're gonna get the drags put on. Drags are always on your trailer. It's always important to inspect the chains before you go out on your drive. One of the most important things is that we don't, when we chain up our drags, they need to be at an X. So if you chain this tire up, this tire on the other side needs to be chained up, so it keeps traction on both sides. If you have a single axle, you can chain up just both. Let's see here. Just both axles. But for a dual, you only need 2 drag chains crisscrossed on each other, like crisscross applesauce. Good way to remember it. Crisscross applesauce. And I hear a snowplow. Is it a snowplow? Might not have been a good idea to chain down here, huh? It's probably going to turn in here. Getting that snow all off the mountain the best that they can. Crisscross applesauce. All right, now we just got 2 other drives to do real quick. Shouldn't have done that, or I just tossed it down like that. But it's all good. It's easier not to have lots of issues with your chains if they come out pretty easily. Like that. The more issues that you have, the harder, the longer it's going to take to put them on. Make sure those roll out evenly. And then these. There we go. Let's see. Get it. Alright, next. This one looks pretty good. Make sure they're not hooked to each other. Close enough. All right, now we start her up, pull her forward, and go from there. We always have an extra drag. It's always important. I like to do a little walk around before I get in the truck, make sure all the chains look good so I don't have to come back out and do it again. Okay, looks like we're good. You're going to roll forward or roll backwards until the other chain meets the other side of the tire and the other side of the chain meets the top of the tire. It's pretty simple. Good. Double check. Yeah. So basically you want the chain. Your hooks are going to go in here. You want the top of the chain at the top of the tire. The bottom of the chain is going to be at the bottom of the tire. You want that much room. Not too much, because if you go too much, then you're going to run it over and then you have to back up. But this way it gives me lots of play room. So it looks like we're good. We got this guy, this little T here. This is for these brackets. So that is going to, this guy here is going to tighten up the tire super tight. The chain on the tire. So basically, you're going to hook the back one first as tight as you can get it. Then you're going to bring it over. That might be too tight because these are pretty good tires. Yeah, it's too tight. So I'll do one link less. And you want to do your best. These are new, so they have to stretch out a little bit. Try to get, I'm wondering, That's why that chain needs to flip over. So we will start with the second link. And then like right there. I don't think it's going to give me the second link. We'll have to do the third, which is fine. You want to make sure that this part of the chain here is hanging out on the outside of the tire. Might be able to. Make sure all of them are out.
And then we'll just walk around and do the same thing with each one.
Now we're gonna go around and tighten all these. This one doesn't fit, of course. All right. Let's try this one. These are where they're going to tighten the chain up to your tire so they don't come off. You shouldn't be able to fit your fingers through here at all. That's very important. Sometimes you're not going to be able to get all the links, and that's okay. I already know this chain is going to be loose because it's too big for this tire. That's what the bungees come in handy for. My knee is soaked. Okay. Probably only gonna get 2 of these because this is a really good chain. If I'm even lucky. Okay. Whew. Nice and tight. I already know this one's going to be a loose one. It ain't that loose though. I still can't get my fingers in there. But for my standards, it's loose. Okay. Next is the bungees. I'll explain that right now. Bungees are crucial. Every driver has their own preference. But in the 4 years I've driven over this mountain, I haven't had many issues with my chains. We do an X formation. My gloves are soaked. So what this is gonna do, one, it keeps your chain tight, and two, if you break one of these links right here, these guys, this bungee will suck in the chain, keep it from falling off. Also, it's important too, like these guys, your extra links here, these extra links are super long, which they eventually will. This chain will stretch. It's good to always throw a bungee on that. Keep it from smacking around. Go. Sometimes you can add an extra bungee as a precaution if your chain is really loose. Even though it's super cold out, I'm sweating bad. Come on, baby. We got you. Come on. We are almost done chaining this truck up. I wouldn't even technically put one on here. This chain's so tight. But I do it for precaution. I'd rather not have to put on another chain halfway through the mountain. Same thing too. Keep your points here on your bungees on the outside of the tire. You don't want anything rubbing against the tire wall. That goes for your whole chain too. These guys here, each one needs to be on the outside of the wall of the tire. A lot of drivers don't do this when it comes to bungeeing the chains, and that's okay. Everybody has their own way of doing things, but in my opinion, I think it's the best way. And so this tire, this chain should suck itself back up once I start driving. Now that I threw the chain on there. All right, last one. I always do that. See if I got a longer one here. This one here. This one will do a better job. There we go. And I'll try this one. And then this has got an extra link. You don't want that shit smacking anything. Okay. There we go. Truck is chained up. So there's at times where your windshield wiper blades will get gummed up by all the snow. It'll freeze up and it won't wipe the snow away, and then your windshield gets all iced over and you can't see what you're doing. So your best thing to do with that, which a lot of people probably don't want to do, is you're going to turn your heater on where the heat is coming down to your feet. Everything else is shut off. Just the heat going to your feet. That's all you need. You're gonna crack your windows both at a like a decent gap. I'd say about, I don't know, let's say 3 to 6 inches. About 3 to 6 inches. So yeah, look at all that. Everything's all gummed up. So 3 to 6 inches, and then after a little while your windshield will cool enough to where the snowflakes are going to bounce right off the windshield. I've had to do this a couple times where the snow is so bad that I've had to pull over and scrape my windshield, you know, countless times. And then I decided to try that trick. And to be honest, I was very impressed because it snowed all the way from Portland all the way to Redmond, which is about 200 and something miles one way. And that's what I did. I was still warm, but you know, you're gonna be a little cold on the top end of your body. So it was just easier for me to not have to stop countless times. And now we're gonna climb this grade. 6% grade for 5 miles. Looks like we're running about 18,000 RPMs at 30 miles an hour. I got about 20,000 pounds in the back, which is good. More weight on the drives is very important. Here soon, you're gonna start barely hearing those chains. And that's what's happening right now. Because the more snow we get, the more that you're not gonna hear those chains anymore. like these guys are stuck. What happened to that? That sign fell down. Nice. Bring it back up. One gear, and then we'll take off the inner differential. Give it a minute to unlock. There it goes. And we'll probably end up using that on all of the mountain climbs. This looks like it's gonna be a rough week. A lot of snow that from the time that I got over the mountain. A lot of snow. That's crazy. And now, see, you can't hear any of your chains. None of them. Barely. Snowplow. We got two guys coming over. So let's get this a little warmer. Now that I'm finally cooling off from chaining up, sweating like crazy. Looks like we'll need to downshift again. Light feather braking when you're going down any inclines, not any hard braking, not any abrupt movements. If you have to move, you got to move slowly. You don't yank the wheel left to right, because that'll be a serious problem. Like tip your trailer and tractor over, dump your stuff, jackknife, all that. It'd be a very serious problem. How this area looks. No, I can't pull over there. Where am I at? Let's put it at 8. We're in gear 8 in manual mode at 1500 RPMs, 35 miles an hour. We're basically just going to cruise at this speed. Light braking. Light braking. Just remind yourself not to hit the brakes too hard. Looks like I'll be chaining up all week. Most likely, unless it gets warm up here, it'll be chained all week long. Keep a sharp eye on your trailer. Always double look. Like, make sure you look at your mirrors twice as much as you would normally. They say every 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, mainly more around 5 minutes on a normal day of driving. But we're gonna look periodically, making sure that that trailer stays where it needs to be. And I'm not having any issues. RPMs, 37 miles an hour. And I'll pick up some speed here once we get down this part of the mountain. But we got someone going very slow up here, which always is a very big issue for us. We can't stop like they can. We hit our brakes too hard, we're sliding. We're all over the place. We might slide right into you. It's very important that vehicles do their best when they see us coming to get out of our way for their safety and our safety alone. Way too hard. This person is going to cause an accident. Come on, dude. Just get around the turn. You know, now we're down to 20 miles an hour. Thank you. See, that's the courteous part that I appreciate. We also have our thank you over here. There's a button you push and it tells people thank you, which a lot of people don't understand that. Also, you can hit your hazards and your tail lights on your trailer. You hit your hazards and you let it blink 3 times, and that is a thank you as well. So it's like this: 1, 2, 3, and shut it off. That is a thank you. That's a truck driver's thank you for other truck drivers. All right, we're back to where we need to be, and it looks like hopefully my windshield wiper blades don't come up on me. We're barely hearing the chains. I'm hearing them a little bit. That's a good sign. They're staying cool. He must be grumpy. Yeah. All right, be safe. Links off of the chain. So basically, it's all simple stuff. Just pull the bungees. Pull the links. And then make sure you get, usually do the inner first. Outer first, because then you can reach it over and unhook the inner. We're just gonna move the truck up enough for that one tire. Also very important, something I'll tell you right now, is to always keep your trailer brakes engaged when it's cold and icy out, so they don't freeze up. When they freeze up, you got to come out with a hammer and hit them up, do all these crazy things to break them loose. Now, just put them back where they go. Good. Those look good.